don't know. Hey, everybody. How we doing? Old guy jamming here. And today I'm going to tell you how to afford all the gear you could ever possibly want, which is a nice topic. First, secure a job. Invest early in your life. Secure a job that will allow you to pay your bills. Most young people have no idea how expensive it is to just live. So before you start thinking that you can live on $30,000 or $40,000 a year, reevaluate what things cost and where you're going to live, and plan for double that in income, whether it's single or jointly with you and your partner, your life partner. So that's the first thing. Next, don't waste your money. I used to drink and chew tobacco quite a bit. I didn't drink tobacco. I drank beer, other spirits, and chew tobacco. And halfway through my life, I gave that stuff up because it was an incredible waste of money and didn't lend itself positively towards anything I was doing in life. Drinking will never help anybody do anything better. And that's a fact. And the more you chew, the longer you chew, the greater the odds that eventually you're going to develop some sort of mouth or throat cancer, esophageal cancer. So you just, it's kind of Russian roulette. Anyway, money down the tube. So I quit doing all those things a while back, and it really didn't give me any more money for me, but it did give me a way to say, hey, dear, I don't go to the beauty parlor. I don't golf a whole lot. I don't belong to a gym. Why would you belong to a gym if you can move around your garage lifting weights or jog up and down your driveway in your neighborhood? I don't know. But anyway, it was just another way to say, hey, I need a little something too. So it was nice for that. And the clarity is incredible. Next, buy gear. Try to buy used gear and only buy it for what you know you can sell it for later. The Schecter bass on the wall behind me. Paid $300 for that. It's a stiletto. It's in great shape. It's pristine. I ought to be able to sell that for $300 anytime. And in fact, it's for sale right now. So if you would like a really nice Schecter 5-piece maple walnut neck with the EMG pickups, nice satin top, let me know. All right? So try not to take a bath on buying gear you won't be able to get rid of later on, because that allows you to always be flowing in a certain amount of money. If you pay $600 for something and you know you can get $600 later, and you want to get something like a Slime Green Jackson or a Solar Satin Blue, what is it, A 2.6 by Solar, I want one of those. But later on you'll know you have some money. So if you want to turn something around, you're not going to take a bath on it. Don't pay $1,100 for something you're only going to be able to sell for $6. Kind of common sense. And then Ben Franklin said, people often miss opportunity because it's wearing overalls and looks like work. And that brings me to my next point, because I kind of got somebody, I get once in a while I'll get asked, how do you afford the equipment? And I haven't responded to it because it's really none of anybody's business. But one guy said, well, I was always told that teachers are underpaid. I guess they lied. All caps and exclamation marks, about 30 exclamation marks after it. And that was really an ignorant thing to say, because for one, you have no idea, you know nothing about me. I could be married to a wife. My wife could be selling durable fitness or durable medical goods for 6 figures a year. She doesn't, but she could. You don't know that. So you don't know anything about my situation. As far as teaching goes, it's a good gig, but you get exactly half of your check. So after 14 years on the job, if a person is lucky enough to make 55, 60 grand, you bring home 30. And 30 is not very much money when you're trying to pay bills, mortgage, insurance. And when your health insurance is as much as your mortgage as a teacher, then you just don't end up with a whole lot. Anyway, it wouldn't be fair for me to use my income money, my job money, for my guitars if my kids need stuff or if our house needs stuff. So to rob my kids from things they need so I can have gear, that wouldn't be right. So like Ben Franklin said, people miss opportunity because it's often wearing overalls and looks like work. The point there being is see what else you can do and then go out and work a little bit more. My grandpa taught me to work. I'm not afraid to work. I like to work. And so many people these days get ripped off. I live in a community of some elderly folks, not elderly, but most everybody around here is retired. We have 11 homes in this nice little neighborhood, and they're mostly retired. And you would not believe how businesses rip off old people. So I help them out for a fraction of the cost. They're happy, I'm happy. One thing I can do is clean chimneys. I have a chimney brush, and I have a shop vac, and I have a screwdriver. Sometimes I have to pull a firebox out to clean out the box behind from the flue, because I put my brush down the flue, piles of ash, creosote, I'll vacuum that out. You wouldn't believe the stories of how people have gotten ripped off by chimney cleaners, but I'll do that for folks, $100 a pop, and so I do a couple of those in the fall when people are getting ready to start heating their homes with wood. I also own a chainsaw, and I know a little bit about felling trees and bucking wood and processing wood. We process about 6 cords of wood a year, and so I'm no stranger to that. That's a skill. I can do that. I'll help a neighbor out with a tree or whatever. It's another skill that people are willing to pay for. I also own a weed eater. So in the fall, I have a few chimneys I can do. In the spring, there's weed eating galore, and I can go out and run a weed eater for a couple hours a weekend or after school. Coaching is another way to make money. Maybe get in touch with your local high school or middle school. If you've got some sport experience and you think you could share that with people, do that. It's a great way to get gear. You're giving back to your kids and helping out the local high school, because it's getting harder and harder to find coaches anymore. Man, is it tough. The regulations on what you have to do to be, it's incredible how hard it is to volunteer to help kids learn to be better kids and better young adults. Understandable, but still, the hoops you got to jump through are long, many, and arduous. So there's also that. There's coaching. There's also guitar lessons. If you love to play guitar, why don't you share that with somebody? Not super easy to get students anymore. So much on YouTube. But believe you me, there's nothing like a human connection in getting somebody started and helping to develop their passion for playing. Plus, it's all tax deductible. If you give lessons out of your home, you get to deduct the gear you use. All this stuff is a write-off. And so I give lessons, and that makes a little extra money as well. And that's considered my money. It's not general income money because I'm putting my extra time into it. I know a kid at school who paints curbs. He lives in a wealthy neighborhood, and there's not a lot of chimneys. They don't heat with wood where he lives. People don't do a lot of their own thing. But this kid goes around and offers to refresh the address numbers on people's curbs. And he has a can of nice red paint, a nice brush, and I forget what he said he charges, 10 or 15 bucks for the job he does, and he's there a half hour or so touching up the numbers. It might be 5 to 10 bucks, but it's in the neighborhood of $10 to $12. And that's the way he gets his snowboarding money. So, there's lots of ways to make money, but you have to be willing to put some effort into to getting the things you want. All right? So, that's 5 easy ways to afford all the gear you want. Till next time, Old Guy Jammin' is out.